Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Fortnite video. Now this is probably my most requested video. Everyone wants to see my settings. Everyone wants to know what sensitivity I use, different stuff like that. I play on PS4, I have played on PC before Fortnite, I do own an Xbox One, so this is a console settings video and that's what we're going to be talking about. So many people have been requesting this and want to know what settings I use, and I'm going to get into it here in a minute. I basically go on the game and I run you through every single setting on the game, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. So smack a like on this video. Let's go ahead and go for 105 likes. That would be awesome if you guys could all smack the like button and we could get that, and of course subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. It's been crazy seeing the growth and everyone liking the video, so I'd really appreciate if you guys could, could keep that support up. It's really motivating. One thing I want to point out before we get into the video here is when I was prepping and getting ready for this video, I somehow accidentally turned my aim assist off, but you'll see when I get to it like 6 or 7 minutes into the video, I say, always have your aim assist on, and I always have it on when I play. So I just wanted to say that to clear the confusion here in the intro. Aim assist should always be on. You'll see I say it in the video and different stuff like that. Enjoy the video, guys. My settings are not anything special at all. As you guys can see, as far as the wireless controller sensitivity, I'm using it right now, right in the middle. And there's a few tips I'll talk about right here. First of all, keep X and Y at the exact same. I've just always done that in every video game I play. And what I do here with the sensitivity is I have it pretty much right in the middle. It might be a little bit over to the left, but depending on if I take a few days off, I will lower my sensitivity a little bit like that. As you guys can see, 5 sensitivity, it still says 5. There's different points at each one. So I will lower it a little bit, but I always remain in 5. Me personally, I just find that that's a good area to have it. Of course, if you're playing with shotguns, you're going to want to use a higher sensitivity more. So maybe if you're landing tilted a lot, you want to up it. I just find that 5 is good enough for me. I can turn around fast, but I'm not sort of spazzing out and missing those shotgun shots. This sensitivity, you're really focused on basically just your general movement and your shotgun hip fire, because this is sort of when you're not scoped in. So that's what you want to do with these sensitivities. I like to leave mine right in the middle of 5. If I've been playing a lot, I might up it a little bit, like, towards the edge of 6. And if I haven't played in a couple days and you get on, your sensitivity feels fast, feel free to lower that. That's what I go with as far as that. As far as these two ones, these are the other ones that matter in terms of sensitivity. Now, you guys may think I'm basic or something for using the, I guess, I don't know if this is the default one, but these are literally what I play with. 0.65 on the wireless controller ADS sensitivity and on the scope sensitivity. So this is basically while aiming down sights, and I just like to keep everything on my controller at a general area. And now I do have a custom controller. I use a Scuff gaming controller, and I use a Control Freak on my controller, which is a company I'm sponsored by. If you want Control Freaks or Scuff gaming controllers, you can use code Goblin to get either of those. But we're not really concerned with that right now. This is a settings video. I just wanted to mention that. But basically, the Control Freak allows me to feel like I have a little bit of a higher sensitivity. But this is literally what I use for my sensitivities. Pretty much standard stuff, and that's what I stick on. But like I said, these are the ones that you want to, just to explain what these do. These are your sensitivities when you're not aimed down sights, when you're just playing the game. And these are when you're aimed down sights and when you're scoped with a rifle. So scope with a sniper rifle, or scope with a scoped AR, or whatever else has a scope in this game. And then this one just aim down sights, whether it's with any gun. So that if you're having troubles with, maybe you want to up your sniper sensitivity, you do it here. Maybe you want to up your sensitivity with an AR, you do it here. And if you want to focus on those hip fire shotgun shots and just general sensitivity, that's what these spaces do. Just want to explain that for everyone. Now, as far as the scale of my HUD, my HUD, heads up display, I just leave that on 1.0. 60 FPS, you always want to have this on, and there was a glitch before where it would turn it off automatically when it was before they switched to 60 FPS, when it was uncapped frame rate. You want to always have this on. This makes the game feel so much smoother, and ever since this came out for console, it's been so much more amazing. As far as matchmaking region, usually you could just leave this on auto and it'll auto generate you to the area that you're closest to. As you can see, my internet's not being very good right now, but I'm sort of 79 milliseconds on the west and 90 milliseconds on the east, which is sort of a blessing and a curse. What that really means is that I can play with my friends on the west or on the east and get sort of mediocre connection. Usually when I play, this will be down to 45. I'm not sure why. It's late night, I'm recording this. Maybe that's why it's up right now. But you can basically see, no matter what this shows, this will always show to whatever you sort of set it on, whatever you set it on for solo play. But when you're going into a match with other people, it's whoever's hosting what they're set on is where you're going to go. So if I wanted to play with one of my buddies who lived in Europe, I'm going to get destroyed. 190 milliseconds. If I want to play with one of my buddies in Brazil, Asia, you can see I'm going to be lagging. So this one you can check out and you can see which areas you can go to, but generally just leave it on auto or the area you're closest to, because that's where they have their different servers, and I'm of course West Coast, so that's where I'm going to be closest to. That's general for that. Inverted view. This is something a select few players play on. I actually have a buddy that plays on this. For most people, this will be off. If you guys play inverted, let me know. But that's sort of, you don't want to touch that. That's something that'll completely invert your controls and have you play in a different way. Sprint cancels reload. Now, this is a good one that some people might have on, some people might have off. Me personally, sprint cancels reload off. The reasoning for that is sometimes when you're running out of the storm, you want to jump, reload, and different stuff like that. Sprinting to cancel reload, I really don't see any reason to have that on. Maybe so you don't get stuck reloading a shotgun on accident, but you can generally just switch weapons, do something else to cancel your reload, and you really don't need to cancel reloads in this game because in your inventory you have so many different weapons. If your gun's messed up on the reload, boom, just bumper over, switch over to another gun and use that. That's what I say in my personal opinion. Tap to search/interact. This basically changes if you want to hold down on the square button or if you want to tap it to search a chest. Me personally, I just do off, so I hold it down. This is very minimal, but the reason why I do it off is so that, basically so that if I'm holding down on a chest or a care package or whatever at a supply drop and I see someone coming or I hear someone coming, I can get off of it immediately. That's just why I personally do it. I don't know, it just feels better for me. This one is one you can go either way. It doesn't really affect your gameplay, too much. This one is sort of for your aim down sights. Do you want to hold your trigger down or tap it to activate and tap it to unactivate? This is one that is more PC players would go either way. On console, I think most people have this off. Me personally, it completely makes me up to turn it on. But these are all ones that you can go either way. They don't really affect your gameplay. It's more what you are really used to, and that's what I go with that. Auto-equip better items. You always want to have this on. This will make it so, if you're running over ammo or you're running over supplies, you just automatically picks it up, which is definitely a major key. Run over jump pads, run over traps, any usables like that will be picked up, and definitely have that on. Vibration. This is one. Why was my aim assist off? My aim assist should be on. I don't know why it was off. I was messing around with the settings here to make sure I had everything on. But the vibration off. Vibration off. You want to have your vibration off because sometimes it will shake your controller and that will extremely mess you up. And that's just something that. When you turn vibration off, I remember years ago, I turned vibration off probably 4 years ago. And when I did end up turning it off, it felt so weird. It felt like I wasn't in the game. It took a couple days to get used to, and I'm so thankful I have it off. It probably saves your hands too. Just vibration off is, I don't even get my controllers with vibration in it. That's just a personal preference. I think any competitive gamer should get used to using the vibration off. And I know if you're saying that and you love vibration, it sounds stupid to turn it off, but trust me, turn it off, play a couple games or a couple days, and you'll get used to it. Aim assist, always, always, always on. I don't know why I accidentally turned it off before this video because I was going through all my settings, scrolling, probably accidentally hit it. But my aim assist is always on when I'm playing. That's just a given. The aim assist in this game is a major key, especially on certain guns. The burst AR, aim assist is a thing that's only existing on console, and it sort of balances out because PC players, they can build super fast, they can swipe to people super fast, but console players do have aim assist. So that's, an age-old debate I'll get into on another day. Reset building choice, this one is going to be on. Now, this is one that I didn't have on when I first started playing, and I chose to put that one on. What reset building choice allows you to do is basically every single time you switch from your weapon to your build, you're going to be on the first choice, which will be the wall. So say you were building staircases before, and then you switched your gun, you shoot someone, and then someone starts shooting at you. You want to have this on so that when you switch back to your supplies, you're straight on the wall and not on the staircase again. I see some people have this off and they struggle. They're building staircases instead of walls on accident and stuff like that. I think that putting this on, you're just, every time you switch to your build, you're going to be at the same spot. You're going to be at the first wall, and then you can scroll through and do what you want from there. Turbo building allows you to hold down the button. Turbo building is pretty good if you're going like a super high up in the sky with a ramp, or if they're like shooting at your base, and those times when you're stuck in a corner of your base, they're spraying at, and you just have to keep auto rebuilding the wall over and over. Turbo building is good for that. Auto material change, this is kind of new, just ended up coming out into the game. Basically, if you run out of a certain material, it'll automatically switch over to the other ones. This is a lifesaver, so glad they added that. Show spectator count just shows how many people are watching you. Literally irrelevant to gameplay. You can have it on or off. I just have it off because I don't really care if a couple people are watching you. Maybe if you get nervous, if 4 people are watching you, you probably want to have that off. Doesn't really matter. Controller auto run. This is another key. You want to have this one off because the way that auto run works on console, it's not very effective. It says basically you can double click the movement button on controllers to engage auto run, but I found that like I was accidentally double clicking sometimes. I was clicking too hard. I was getting stuck in runs and I couldn't figure out if my control, I thought my controller was broken. I came to the settings, I fixed this, and I haven't had that issue ever since. So that's one there. Streamer mode. This just hides like people's gamer tags or names on the screen. You don't need that unless you're a streamer. Brightness level, this is all, you know, specific to your television. I usually change the brightness straight up on my monitor, so I have never touched this, but, you know, you can do whatever you want with that one. As far as audio goes, I turn music all the way off. I do this in every single game. I'm sort of a tryhard, I guess you could say, and you can see here I have the sound effects up to 50. Voice chat, like, this stuff is all irrelevant because I affect the sound with my own headphones. I have, you know, an Astro gaming headset, so I can turn it up and down. Voice chat, I never really play with random people in voice chat. Music with my friends in Discord, I'll turn that down anyway. Sound effects volume, this is the one that you're wanting to pay attention to the most because this is the one where you're gonna hear your enemies. Now, I suggest personally, if you can't turn it up on your TV or your headset anymore, you should have this cranked up. Me personally, it's no issue. 0.5 for me, I can crank it. I have a mix amp, I have headsets, so that's no issue for me, and that's what I do with that. Rest of this stuff, that subtitles off, voice chat on, pretty self-explanatory. Color correction, I have never touched that. I'm not colorblind, but if you are, here's, you know, I don't really know much about this, so I'm not going to comment on it. You can do what you want there. As far as a wireless controller, I've always played on Combat Pro. I don't know why, it's just what I started playing on, and I think it is the best for building. People that struggle with building usually use standard. Quick Builder, I haven't used it at all, so I don't really know much about this, but you can look through and see. Combat Pro is the one that I hear everyone say, you're using Combat Pro, you're using Combat Pro. It's what I've always used. It makes building pretty easy because it's all on the bumpers, changing materials, confirming, all that sort of stuff, and then all your normal switching between stuff is on the buttons. I just find that this is the best one to use, and it feels all natural for me, and that's why I choose to use Combat Pro, and I highly recommend if you're having some trouble with building or different stuff like that, switch to Combat Pro and check that out. So hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video talking about all my settings in this game. Drop a like on this video if you guys could, that'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, sub for a cookie, and don't looky, and have a great night, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace.